Today we're going to be going over what was shown at the Capcom Spotlight. They broke up the news into different categories of what is in store for Resident Evil Requiem. The first starts with concept. They used the statement addictive fear, being so scared that you want to keep playing. Eventually you get the rush of finally overcoming that fear in due time. We can see this beautiful setting of red light that really sets the tone in contrast of a blue light on the walls next to each other. There is a bookcase in the middle of the hall, next to a room. That was the same one used in the leaked screenshots from before. They didn't explore much of the areas in Resident Evil 9 for what could be a plethora of reasons. It could either be that they wanted to keep it more simple and not show too much, or that the other aspects of the game are of great importance. Then we get the hallway again. The lights flicker this time as the camera pans through. In more gameplay segments, Grace is running through the halls when the creature drops from the ceiling. We wonder if it will be a noise-activated thing. We doubt they won't put in mandatory interactions of her coming through some parts of the ceiling. She is running down another hallway in first person. There are a couple of signs: no smoking, quiet zone, and an instruction to where the sister can be located. The room, or more like, hallway, is number 203. Blood splatters can also be seen on the wall that illuminate when she walks past them. As Grace is coming towards the light, she flicks her lighter off and turns around. She is stalking her, back hunched over, just barely grazing the ceiling. This hallway leads to the Angel Key door. They leave just enough light so that her face is not revealed. Now on to character. They state that Grace is introverted and easily scared, making it a first in the series. They wanted a character that reflects the player's emotions and experiences of horror as they play. It would make the player feel more weary and get their blood pumping. Though the course of the story, they state that she will overcome her fears. It could be more of a motivational thing as she is investigating her mother's death, and a clue would give her courage to keep going. Grace has bandages running up her shoulder and over her chest. This time, blood stained the part of the shirt of her other shoulder. Maybe an in-game design for when the character gets hurt, or a mandatory cutscene where blood splatters on her. Lighter in one hand and a weird device in the other. It seems like it has a flat end, maybe to insert it somewhere. They say she's from the FBI and trained with guns, but it looks as if she won't have one for a while. In the scene where she is wielding one, we come across a beautiful, full, white hall. Seems reminiscent of the Raccoon City Police Department or the Spencer Mansion with the dual staircases on the side. The architecture also seems reminiscent of one George Trevor. There is a reception area in the middle, and the staircase leads to a second floor. Up at the top middle is a gold-plated door with what looks to be two swords interlocking downwards. They thought to have Leon as a protagonist, but said that making a horror game around him would be too difficult due to his experience. They wouldn't want to see Leon jumping at a bucket falling, making him a bad match for horror.
Now the evolution. Grace is hanging upside down like before. It seems to be in the same building with computers up and running. She can be seen waking up and wiggling her way out. The graphics are the best they've ever been with the motion capturing, managing to capture the sweat and strain of her face, even going as far as to use a wig to make the physics of her hair. She is also seen holding her head due to the pressure of being hung upside down. As stated before, we can switch freely between first and third person. They state to give players a more tense and realistic gameplay for the first person, and a more action-styled gameplay for the third person. The hallway from before shows what looks to be an elevator. There's also a kid's teaching room. It's seemingly abandoned. The book Shadow Ghost is on the table alongside some toys. Then her inside the hallway. She is hunched over again, seemingly looking for Grace. She quickly shoots her head behind her. Could our lighter be a weak point for her to spot us? There is another scene where Grace is going into room 202, but the outside is pitch black until she flicked on the lighter. This could be due to the creature knowing where we are because of it. The creature has legs that are bent backwards, seemingly animal-like. Now Raccoon City. This game is set about 30 years after the missile strike. This would make the game set in present time. This franchise started off with Raccoon City and now marking 30 years. We will put it to rest and open up new doors for the series. More of the interviews were shown on the Resident Evil portal. We see more concept art of Grace, one of her character design and another of Grace in the reigning city. It could almost come off as the hooded man or one of the hooded people walking up next to her. They talk about using urban crime and modern suspense. More of her tied up, rocking back and forth. The chair next to her is knocked over. Did someone leave in a hurry? In the city, we see the sign of the Wrenwood Hotel to the side in an alleyway. It's completely abandoned. Grace must have gotten inside through the back that has crime scene tape that has clearly been tampered with. The main game seems to be taking place somewhere that's called Rhodes Hills Chronic Care Center, which is located in the Arclay County. Did Grace get kidnapped from Wrenwood Hotel? The original concept of Resident Evil 9 was an online multiplayer open world game that was scrapped because they didn't think the community would like it. More theories and breakdowns will come out as more is shown.